Welcome back to Hey Bride, and thanks for joining me in our well-being series. You're listening to episode 3. This one is all about giving your body some love. Hey Bride, whether you just said yes to marrying the person of your dreams or you're in the thick of planning your wedding, this is your podcast. I'm Amy, your go-to life and wellness coach, and this isn't just a pep talk. It's our weekly heart-to-heart. We'll navigate the emotions that come with planning a wedding, share laughs, swap stories, and face the challenges head-on. Today, we're going to have a little chat about a subject I don't really see anyone talking about in relation to weddings. How we switch from trying to fix or control our bodies to actually caring for them and giving them the love and affection they deserve, because they really do. When I first decided to shift my coaching business and focus on brides, I did a little research online. You know what popped up when I searched for a life coach for brides? Body boot camps and weight loss. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I was disappointed. My heart hurt. It was kind of gutting. It felt like all of a sudden society took a step back, that we took a step back. When I did that Google search, I expected to see so much competition. I was like, okay, I'm going to switch who I'm talking to, shift my focus, and I bet there are so many bridal coaches out there. How am I going to stand out in a crowd? To see that there were hardly none was incredibly discouraging. As a life coach that focuses on well-being and, growth, I was hoping to see other coaches like me, people that are trying to, instead of change our bodies, change our mindsets about our bodies and build self-esteem. So when I didn't see that, I knew I was doing the right thing. I knew I made the right choice. Instead of talking to you about how to drop 20 pounds in the next 2 months so that you fit in that dress or the best shapewear to wear under it, I'm going to show you how to build a relationship with your physical self that's filled with kindness and respect. Boom. I'm going to be the change I want to see. This episode is about looking beyond the mirror, recognizing your strength, and embracing every inch of yourself for the beautiful person you are, because you are beautiful as is. From a place of love and acceptance, we can start making changes that feel good, changes that are empowering, changes that stick. Whether it's choosing foods that energize or nurture us, finding fun ways to move, or just taking a moment to breathe and be present. Every small act of kindness toward your body is a step towards feeling your best, and I'm about that. That's what I'm out here promoting as a life coach. As we jump into today's topic, I'm inviting you to join me in a commitment to not just care for our bodies, but to understand and love our body better. Are you in? I hope so. We talk about the importance of a healthy body image in everyday life. We do. I talk about it to my friends. I remind myself. I talk about it with my children, even with my husband. But for some dumb reason, as a bride, even I put more pressure on myself. What I'm saying is this feeling of inadequacy, the belief that we need to look a certain way on our wedding day is self-induced. It's coming from our own mind. And there's so many different reasons that it is. But the truth is, I see your posts and I respond to them as well. And I also have experienced the same thing. So maybe you have a very healthy mindset about your body and you're not worried about that. Maybe you skip the shapewear altogether because you'd rather be comfortable. If that's you, I'm going to ask that you still listen to this, because I bet that there's something in here for you. And that you mentor brides around you that you know are struggling in this area because they need you. Your perspective and your wisdom might help them feel better about themselves. Take it or leave it, but it was a challenge for you. Regardless of where you are on that spectrum of body self-esteem, body love, you might have been mostly fine before this. And for whatever reason, this celebration of your and your partner's love, this event may have triggered a wound, which PS isn't a bad thing. It's actually good, at least if you want to grow yourself. I'm going to ask you a question and I want you to really be honest with yourself. How many times have you looked in the mirror and wished that something was different? You wished for something different. Maybe it's been about your weight, your shape, or even just a critical eye on what you perceive as a flaw. Trust me, you're not alone in this. There are plenty of days that I go into battle with myself too. The quest for that perfect wedding day look, however, seems to amplify these types of feelings, like pouring a little salt in a wound. But here's the truth. There is no such thing as perfection. None. Beauty is vast, diverse, and wonderfully unique, just like you. Embracing or accepting your body as is isn't about giving up or saying, this is fine. This is as good as it will get anyways. Far from it. It's about shifting the narrative from criticism to appreciation. It's about seeing your reflection and thinking, damn, I see you, girl. Recognizing the strength, the resilience, and the beauty that's been there all along. It isn't about settling, it's about celebrating. And from that place of acceptance and love, making change feels different. It feels good. It feels empowering, and it sticks. Instead of punishing ourselves into a version of beauty dictated by other people or society, how about we nurture ourselves, listen to our bodies, and make choices that feel good because we love our body, not because we want to fix them or make them look different? How about you join me in a little experiment? The next time you catch your reflection, pause. Instead of zeroing in on what you want to change, find one thing you genuinely appreciate. If you don't ever really look at yourself in the mirror, like really look at yourself. I'm not talking about putting on your makeup. I'm talking about seeing yourself. If you don't do that, this exercise will probably feel very uncomfortable. It's an exercise that I have suggested to almost every single client I've ever had that has a rocky relationship with herself. And it's something that I have done on my own many times. It's a practice. And when I really start noticing the self-talk, I make it a point to do it more often. If when you look at yourself in the mirror, maybe for the first time, truly looking at you, if you get a little emotional, just allow those feelings to be there. Sit with them. Accept them. Don't judge them. All feelings are welcome. All feelings are part of the human experience. Just notice that they're there. If they feel hard, maybe start with something small. Look at how your hair falls on your shoulders or how it frames your face. Look at that sparkle in your eye, or notice the strength in your arms or the dimple in your cheek. This isn't even just about your physical traits. This exercise is about all the things you love about yourself, your kindness, your sense of humor, your resilience, or any other quality that makes you who you are. You can even think about something that makes you feel proud. When I look at myself, I always notice my crow's feet. I have had face wrinkles since I've been 20, for sure. I have the most beautiful, voluptuous set of cheeks. My heritage is German, and you can just see it in my cheeks and in my nose. I embrace that part of me. When I see those crow's feet next to my eyes, I know why they're there. It's because I'm happy. It's because I'm full of joy and I love to smile and I love to laugh. When I do, my cheeks raise and boop, crow's feet. I adore those little wrinkles. As you look at yourself in the mirror, you can also add in a little positive self talk as you stand there and really see yourself. I happen to love a good affirmation. Here's a few that I use or I would suggest someone to use, especially if they feel very confronted because it's not something that they feel comfortable doing. My arms give the best hugs. My body takes me everywhere I want to go. My body is a gift. I am enough just as I am. It might feel a little awkward or strange at first, but these affirmations can be powerful. If you can't think of any of your own, try those on and let me know how they feel. I'm sitting here recording and my little eyes are tearing up reciting them. They speak to my highest self. You know what I mean? The part of me that knows my worth no matter what. Don't make this a one-off exercise, please. If you want to make it stick, if you want to see a shift, make it a practice. Maybe it's a brief moment in your bathroom every morning or a longer session once a week. Just do your best and try to stay consistent because it's acts of self-love like this that reinforce a more positive self-image. When we start making changes from a place of self-love, which that mirror exercise absolutely does, everything begins to shift. Just imagine moving your body, not because you have to, but because it feels good, because it celebrates everything your body can do. If you don't feel good in your body, if you are unhealthy inside and out, just not feeling good on either end, this perspective could turn weight loss or a fitness journey into a season of you empowering yourself. Honey, you do not need to whip yourself into shape for the big day. What you need is to understand and heal whatever is causing you to believe that you do. That takes time and self-awareness and a little work. Throughout the rest of this episode, I'm going to talk about setting body wellness goals that make you feel alive and nourished. Because when you make changes from a place of love, it sticks. What I'm not saying is that if you prefer weight training programs or boot camps, you hate yourself. I have plenty of friends that thrive in those spaces, and you might find that that is part of your journey too. It's truly about the intent of you taking the actions. Do you know what I mean? Going from managing to nurturing our bodies is a really significant shift. Moving from a place of control and restriction to one of care and compassion or celebration isn't about strict diets or punishing workout schedules. It's tuning into what our bodies truly need and desire. It's about being mindful, finding joy and purpose in the food that we eat, the movements that we make, and the self-care practices we adopt. Let's talk for a few minutes about nourishment over dieting because this is such a big one. Nourishing your body is about more than just the food that you eat. It's about how you feed your soul and your senses too. It's choosing foods that not only fuel your body, but bring you joy and satisfaction. It's sitting down to a meal and really savoring every bite. Whether that's a crunchy salad or a creamy slice of chocolate cake, which PS is my absolute favorite, and I don't deprive myself. When it comes to food, it's good to think about balance, variety, and listening to what your body needs, not just blindly following the latest diet trend. You have to actually know yourself, understand your own body's unique needs, And how you figure that out can be really fun. It can also be a little overwhelming. And you might make a few mistakes along the way. It's okay. For example, if this isn't the first time you've listened to the show, whether Hey Bride or Roots Change, you might notice that I have a pattern. From time to time, I like to talk about astrology. Stick around and you're going to hear about human design too. I just find so much satisfaction in all the different ways to better understand myself. I like to share what I learn. Obviously, when it comes to nutrition and exercise, you should consult a doctor, especially if you have a medical condition. But did you know that your natal chart has something to say about it too? I'm a Gemini sun, Libra moon, and rising Aquarius. That's the big three of my natal chart for those of you that don't know. As it turns out, and definitely rings true for me, are what different aspects of my chart tell me in relation to my health. Like the fact that Gemini rules the nerves, and we tend to be excitable and high strung. As a woman who was diagnosed at one time with chronic anxiety, but still deals with anxiety and has an easily overactivated nervous system, too much stress literally makes me sick. You know how society tells you that you need 3 balanced meals a day? For me, that's not what I need. I do better and feel better when I spread those meals out. I read that it is a part of the Gemini, the Gemini sun sign, but also it's true for me. I used to think that snacking was bad and that I had to eat 3, balanced meals in a day, but I would always be hungry and I would notice that my energy would drop and I would feel kind of crappy. When I read that, I was like, okay, so it's really not bad. This is actually what I need. I could go on and on because for me, this is interesting and fun. It might not be for you. So go find out for yourself what you need. Do a little trial and error. Do some research. Look at your body type, your astrology, talk to a doctor, a nutritionist, whatever. Just be proactive about your health and don't blindly start keto or intermittent fasting or any other dieting trend without having an understanding of what you need and a driving force other than losing weight. Find meaning in why you're doing this, and you're more likely to stick with it. It's pretty much the same when it comes to moving our body through fitness or exercise. Instead of only considering strict programs, think about embracing joyful movement. Have a little fun finding ways to move that feel good or feel right for you. And if it happens to be the Peloton, okay, woohoo! That is a great start. I have what you would call a stress belly. Some forms of fitness feel like punishment, and they actually can be counterproductive for me. I spent years dealing with chronic anxiety. I was super stressed almost all of the time. It was just normal for me. I thought my response to stress was who I was. I thought it was like just the package of Amy. I actually thought it was the benchmark for everybody, which FYI was not correct. Obviously, chronic stress and neglecting your well-being, which I also did, can lead to belly fat. When you are really stressed over a long period of time, your body pumps cortisol, which tells your body to store fat, often around your middle area, which for me was a daily thing. Stress also can make you crave unhealthy foods and skip workouts, only amplifying the problem. And not that I need to tell you this, but stress also screws your sleep up. Lack of sleep messes with your hormones that control hunger and belly fat. So although circuit training might be something great for my fitness, joyful movement will impact my overall well-being. If I'm going to hold myself accountable to something, it's going to be that. My favorites are taking dance breaks in my kitchen, taking brisk walks in the fresh air, practicing yoga daily, taking weekend hikes. Some other ideas for you could be swimming, tai chi, Zumba, or aerobics. Basically, any movement that you choose out of love for your body and not obligation or desire to meet some external standard. That is the key here. Creative expression for physical well being is another beautiful aspect of nurturing your body. This can be anything from painting, which is surprisingly physical, gardening, also super physical because you're bending, stretching, and engaging with the earth. These are just things that I look forward to every summer, every spring. And it's February here in Michigan. And so you bet your little ass I'm really looking forward to those breaks outside to pull weeds. It's just oddly relaxing and also gets my heart rate up a little bit. These types of activities are not only great for your body, but also your mental and emotional well being because they offer an outlet for stress and are a source for joy and satisfaction. But let's not forget about the importance of restorative practices for well being as well. If you are all hands on deck in your wedding planning and you're finding it pretty stressful, it is going to be crucial that you find moments every day for calm and restoration, that you take the time to do it. Hearing I don't have time just really grinds my gear. You have the time. We get to choose how we use it. So it's important that you do. My daily routines are chock full of them. Practices like meditation, yoga, a mindful walk, or even just a few minutes of deep breathing can help you reset your nervous system, reduce stress, and bring a sense of peace and balance back into your busy life. There are so many ways to celebrate and honor your body beyond traditional self-care practices, joyful movements, or fitness and exercise. You could even add in rituals that focus on luxury and indulgence and reconnecting with your physical self. Things like setting up a hygge spot or a sacred space in your house, sound baths, self-massage, body art, or sensual self-portraits. I mean, ladies, we can be very creative with this and it can be so much fun. The most important thing is to choose rituals that resonate with you and that make you feel good. So experiment, explore, discover what truly nourishes you. These types of practices should be a celebration of your truest self and a way to cultivate deeper love and appreciation for that vessel you live in. I'm talking about your body. Let's commit to nurturing our bodies with kindness and joy and love. Let's choose nourishment over dieting. Embrace movement that makes us feel alive. Express ourselves creatively. Restore our spirit with mindful practices and indulge in self-care rituals that celebrate and honor us. This is the path to well-being, not just for your wedding day, but for your entire life. I feel like I was preaching up there on the pulpit. I guess we should probably talk about the next step. If that got you fired up and you're like, hell yeah, I want more of that. Let's talk about how. How do you create a personalized exercise plan or routine that is for you? This is where we get to play, explore, and truly connect with what our bodies need and love. This is where we create a routine that's only right for you, nobody else. Super personalized. You want it to feel like a warm hug that makes you sweat, but isn't like something that you want to reject. You want the hug, but also, woof, it's not a chore that you don't want to go to. It's a chore that lifts your spirits, like turning the music on and cleaning your house on the first day of spring, whatever. Here's the first step. Understand your strengths so that you can pick the right exercise. We each have natural tendencies. Some of us thrive with yoga, my hands up. Others with weightlifting, hiking, swimming, dance, team sports, or any other activity. So what makes you, I'm talking to you, what makes you feel energized and alive? What feels fun? What keeps you coming back for more? And if nothing's coming to your mind, how in the heck are you supposed to know? How are you supposed to come up with a plan if you don't have a clue? You already heard me nerd out over how astrology gives us insights into pretty much every aspect of our life. But I want to make it clear that it is not the end all be all. Our body is our ultimate guidance system. Exploring some of the common traits associated with your signs might spark some ideas or approaches that you haven't considered before. For example, again, Geminis are described as energetic, social, and mentally agile beings, which could translate to enjoying group fitness classes, active hobbies, or strategic activities like martial arts that engage the mind and body. It's important not to limit yourself based on stereotypes, but looking at how you nurture your body from the lens of something like astrology could be interesting and fun. It might actually get you started on your own exploratory journey. And isn't that what this is all about? The key is finding routines that make you feel healthy and motivated as an individual. So go experiment, try out different things, a dance class here, a Pilates session there. Just go try some things and see what sticks. You don't have to keep going back to it if you don't like it. You get to choose. There is no one size fits all in this journey, and that is the beauty of it. Listen to what your body needs. Don't conform to what someone on Instagram says you should do, which PS includes me. Astrology can be a playful tool to get inspiration, but your inner wisdom should ultimately guide you towards your own well-being. I don't know what's best for you. You know what's best for you. So trial and error this. Try out different forms of movement. See what resonates. Does your body crave the stillness of yoga, the rhythm of dance, the exertion of weight? Follow the clues and pick the right exercises for you. When we choose activities that are truly aligned to us, it transforms it from a chore into a celebration. It makes it worthwhile. It makes us want to go to it. Our workouts become a ritual to nourish our body's needs and honor our inner spirit. So take time to get curious about your body's abilities, but also understand and honor your limits. This can be a really hard one for people. Know and understand and honor your limits. I had to repeat it. Knowing your limits is not about holding yourself back. It's about smart, sustainable growth. It's recognizing when to push and when to pause so that you're nurturing, not depleting yourself. This is where tuning into your body's signals becomes crucial. Some days you might be up for a challenging workout. Other days, your body might need gentler, more restorative movement. Listen to it. Respect it. Your body is sending you these cues because it wants to protect you from you. This is actually an area of my life I'm still, working in. Because stress and anxiety impact me in such a dramatic and physical way, I gotta listen. Right now, my body is telling me to stop talking and go take a walk. My upper back has been tightening up while I've been here with you. Not because I'm tense or stressed, because my posture sucks and I've been looking at screens too much. It actually took me hours to get my thoughts together about this subject. I wasn't sure what I wanted to say or how to make it flow best. My ADHD brain likes to jump all over the place. And to make this series digestible and flow and make sense, I had to literally write it down just like a script as a way of supporting me. Well, today I've been at it too long, and if I don't go do something restorative immediately after I stop, I'll wake up tomorrow morning with a terrible headache and an upper back and shoulder ache. Just in case, I already know exactly what yoga practice I'll go to. Yoga with Adrienne, upper back love, always on deck for me. I know myself and I know my body well. Friend, you can use this time while you're planning your wedding to get to know yourself too. I think that's an amazing way of getting two things that are so important done at the same time. You're in a transition. If not now, when? Let's piece all these different ideas that we've talked about today together into a routine that is just for you. Think about how you can blend joyful movement, nourishing foods, creative expressions, and restorative practices in a way that fits your daily life and helps you grow. Maybe you're a little like me, and your morning starts with a quick yoga flow, a midday spontaneous dance break, a couple of walks, and your evening winds down with a cup of tea. Or maybe you like to ride your bike. Go to an early evening HIIT workout class and end your night with a tub full of bubbles and oils. I'm jealous. I wish I could, but my 4 kids have destroyed the bathroom that has a tub. As soon as I reclaim that upstairs bathroom from them, that last part will definitely be me. Just don't forget this. You want to nourish and love your body, not punish and control it. Well-being isn't about rigid schedules or strict regimens. It's about creating a fluid, flexible routine that adapts to your needs and brings joy to your day. Most importantly, I want you to know that there's no wrong way of doing this. When you decide to take a different approach to your physical well-being, one from love and understanding and compassion and nourishment, start small. Do not try to do all the things all at once or you will burn out. You're already doing so much. You're planning a flippin' wedding. That takes so much of your capacity. So I suggest finding things that bring joy to your day. If you're a morning person, maybe that is a yoga flow or 20 minutes on a treadmill or a walk around the block. It doesn't matter. Try different things. Make note of what feels good. Notice how it impacts your daily life and piece your plan together. And as you grow and you evolve, so will that routine. It's a living, breathing practice that moves with you. By taking a personalized approach to your body's well-being, you're not just taking care of your physical health, you're nurturing your emotional and spiritual well-being too. It's a holistic journey, babe, one that enriches every single aspect of your being, setting a foundation for a life that's filled with vitality, joy, and self-love. As we wrap up today's episode, I am going to leave you with a little nudge towards taking some action. This journey we're on together, it's about more than just listening. It's about doing, feeling, and transforming. So here's your invitation to dive deeper and truly make these insights your own. If you haven't already, sign up for the Hey Bride newsletter. It's a weekly dose of inspiration, tips, personal stories. It's like a sisterhood that keeps you motivated and supported on your wedding wellness journey. It's a little piece of the podcast in your inbox every week, reminding you to prioritize your well-being in the midst of planning your wedding. I'm always inviting people to go into a conversation with me. I'm all about community. And the very first email you get is an invitation to tell me about your journey, to tell me about what you're celebrating and what you're struggling with. And then I respond to it with a resource that I think might help that's specific to you. If you want to begin to prioritize yourself and well-being in new, loving ways, you could also sign up for the 30-day self-care challenge for brides. Just a simple yet very powerful way to start integrating these types of practices into your daily life. If you are uncertain like where to start, you don't know what might work for you, I highly suggest you start here. One thing a day. That's it. It will impact you in a positive way. Plus, you'll start to notice what makes a difference. You'll start to notice what you like, and you'll also notice how it helps. I'm a self-care queen. I practice every day, and it was really fun for me to put those 30 emails together. So I highly suggest that. But if you're feeling called to explore this on an even deeper level, I am here and ready for your bride. Book your coaching consultation. Let's come up with your personal plan together. There you have it. 3 ways for you to take action, to show up for yourself, to feel better. Make sure you tune in next week. We have one more episode to close out this wedding well-being series. It's another one of my favorite topics. We're cozying up to the more soulful side of us and diving into our spiritual well-being, an area that impacts you in way more ways than you know. Until the next time, keep your head up, brides. You're doing great and you're beautiful just as you are.